Ow. What's up everyone? Punchy back with Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 3 to Higurashi. Let's see, last time, or like 5 minutes ago, we had a little interaction with, Coach. This is the first time that Punchy has found out exactly what happened to Toko's parents. Well, we say exactly. We don't exactly know. We just know that they fell off a viewing platform, but I'm sure there are more things behind that. We also had a little bit of a thing with Shion appearing, so it was cool. Had a little interaction, jealous interaction with Mion and Shion and Rena. And we are about to play a club. Well, apparently we already started the club game. They didn't tell us exactly what we were doing, or maybe they did. They're just showing the punishment of it, I guess. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Everyone who lost the game dropped out and had to help clean up after the barbecue. Wahahaha. She laughed more uproariously than anyone had ever heard when she saw my loser face. Okay. Was my getting bombed out of the game really that funny? Man, oh man, Punchy-chan's face. He was like, how can you still call yourselves human? Damn it. I had it all worked out when I bought up the scissors. If only Satoko and Rika-chan hadn't betrayed me. It was going great while we had maintained a unified front. But Satoko had been quicker to betray me than her. She was just a tiny bit better than me. Ugh. They all seem to be. I warned you about trusting Satoko. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were unanimously wearing "I told you so" faces. Incidentally, those two were victims of Satoko's traps pretty early on as well. Damn. I was trying to do well enough to make up for you two. And once again, for the showdown, it didn't matter. Maybe this meant I still couldn't match up to the other members yet. I remember in Chapter 1, like, Punchy wasn't so second-rate, I guess, in terms of talent within the club. Like, I know he lost and stuff, but I don't remember him being, like, seen as the new, like, the ultra newbie loser guy. You were going to have the lowest ranked member of the club play a punishment game, weren't you? Shion remarked, as though forcing me to recall something I tried to forget, even for a moment. Is that right? Come to think of it, Miyabara-san, when you came up with the punishment game with the president, you looked really heated up. What on earth did you decide on? Earlier, Mion told me to get an Angel Mode uniform ready. Does that have anything to do with it? He told me to get the biggest size I could find. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were giving me these complex, indescribable looks mixing empathy, pity, and the desire to see something scary all at once. Oh no! Punchy, every time you do something like this, like trying to plan ahead, it always backfires. All she could do now was laugh. Strangely enough, the more she laughed, the more I felt like it was actually funny. Ugh. I lost! Oh my. Miyabara-san, what's the matter? You're smiling, crying, and howling. It's okay. He's just pretending not to like it. He can't hide his excitement at the opportunity to gain valuable experience using the punishment game as an excuse. Right? What do you mean, valuable experience? I held my head in my hands in agony. My state of mind can be summed up with a three-letter word. It was... sob. Coach gently put his hands on my shoulders. Was he comforting me? No, he's gonna be a weirdo about it. Miyabara-san, in times when you must accept hardship, You should imagine that you're a domesticated meow. Always with the freaking maids. See? Don't sadistic things seem kind of fun now? Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Red in the face and indulging in his imagination, still holding my shoulders, Coach said, "Oh, master," and started twirling around like a ballerina. I had to wonder what kind of word associations he had going on in his head. At the very least, it was much different than what was in mine. The first thing that comes into mind when I think of domestication certainly isn't maids. Tomita-kun, Okumura-kun, your coach is pretty funny. I'm surprised he can even be a coach. Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun exchanged glances and answered with dry smiles. Then they added that he was a really nice person most of the time, which is something you'd normally say about a person like that. That's true. The coach's questionable revolution slowed to a stop, and then his expression returned to a clear, calm one, almost making what just happened seem like an illusion. He can switch gears way too fast. Then let us start cleaning up. Mibara-san, you seem quite strong. Could you bring the plates over to the wash basins and clean them? Right, on it. I hoisted up the dirty barbecue plates, each with slimy oil clinging to it, and looked for the wash basins. These are heavy. Where are the wash basins? Over there? Figuring I should make it there before my arms gave out, I headed towards it at a trot. A lot of the adults who had been helping out were using the wash basins, so I gave up and looked for a different set. I asked them, and they told me they were more right by the assembly hall too, so I could decide to head that way. Assembly hall, huh? Are we gonna meet someone new? Rather than multiple basins, there was just one faucet there. I initially thought it would be too small to wash plates as big as these, but it would probably still be faster than waiting for a faucet to open up back there. I turned the faucet and water much nicer looking than it gushed forth. I put a plate under the faucet and scrubbed with my hand to try and rub it clean. It didn't go very well. Here you go, a sponge and dish soap. You can't wash them with just water. It was Shion. She threw a brand new sponge and a container filled with cleaner to me. Oh, thanks. You should have just put the basins and left it to the grown-ups. You're always doing the right thing. I got the feeling that wasn't quite a compliment. I answered her with a forced smile. I was surprised to learn you're the manager for the Hinamazawa fighters. I thought you didn't do stuff like that because it's too much of a bother. Yes, it is quite a bother. That's why I've stopped showing up entirely. Didn't Coach say he wanted you to come back? You should pay a visit once in a while. If I feel like it, I guess. She made it sound like the end of the world could happen before she felt like it. Whoops. I couldn't keep washing the dishes while preoccupied with conversation, so I decided to take my task seriously. Shion neither offered to help nor got in my way. She just quietly watched the water flowing from the faucet. Oh right, I heard something. You were the star player in yesterday's game, weren't you? Satoko hit the home run, so I think she was the real star player. I didn't know she had those kind of reflexes. It surprised me. She's totally different from Satoshi-kun. There's not much doubt that all the athletic ability in the family went to her. Shion smiled as she spoke, her eyes looking at something far away, betraying her reminiscence. Satoshi-kun? Satoko's Hoju's older brother. You know Satoshi Hoju-kun? Oh right, he just moved here this year, didn't you, Punchy-chan? You wouldn't have ever met him. I was a little surprised that Shion knew about Satoshi. Never met him, but I know a little. After the parents passed away, he transferred to a different school, right? I avoided saying that he ran away from home and used the slightly more vague words that everyone else did. Transferred? Who said anything like that? I hadn't yet realized that Shion's tone had changed slightly. Uh-oh. So Shion's gonna be kind of like our... Well, I guess We already know, we got into a little bit of it with, I guess, the so-called secret from Coach. But, so this is gonna be a little different. Oh, shit! That's kind of scary. Well, I mean, who was it, then? Yeah, I heard it from someone. That he transferred. Who? You said that because you asked someone, right? Who did I ask? I don't really remember. Even so, he transferred, so that's it, right? Not like there's a problem with it. There is one. Does that mean there's a record of his transfer? To another school? And that someone saw it? Or heard about it? Oh, this is creepy. Well, I say this is creepy. Shion's creepy, and the fact that the whole world is pink. Around that time, I not only noticed how awfully caught up on this Shion was, but also how startlingly dangerous her eyes had begun to look. Shion? What's up? You look really serious. With that, Shion seemed to realize the expression she was making. She took a deep breath, pretended to fix her hair, and went back to her composed expression from before. I'm sorry, but Punchy-chan, you don't know much about Satoshi-kun, so please don't say that he transferred or anything like that. I'm serious. Please. Huh. This is new. I didn't think that Mion and Satoshi seemed interacted. However, how do I put it? It kind of seems like the reaction of like an ex-girlfriend. Yeah, someone like that kind of close, or a close friend of someone who had disappeared, or or someone who died, heaven forbid. Yeah, it just it's weird because Shion's like a new character still, kind of, to me. Sorry, off tangent. I realized I must have said something I shouldn't have, but I wasn't immediately sure of what I should apologize for, so I just said one safe word for now. Sorry. I just sort of heard he transferred and believed it. Was it actually something else? It was, of course. Preceded by his parents, he had left his sister and run away. But I'd wanted to try and avoid using the words run away, so I pretended not to know. Upon seeing my flustered reply, Shion realized she was intimidating me and lowered her voice. I'm sorry. I'm not blaming you for anything, Punchy-chan. I was being a little harsh. I apologize. I didn't really mind. Well, I kinda do. Yeah, see, that was a fib. I was actually a little scared, even. Was there something wrong with saying he ran away? Was there some sort of misunderstanding in saying that he transferred? But before I could ask her, she turned on her heel to leave. Hey, Shion. Right, good luck with those. Looks like your plate is last. That's the last one you need to wash. My final remark reminded me of the dishes I'd so easily forgotten about. So immersed in conversation that it got pretty late. I turned the faucet again to get the water flowing faster. Whoosh! I violently scrubbed the plate. When I turned back around, Shion was no longer there. By the time I'd finished washing the plates, most of the other things had been cleaned up. The air cooled off before I realized it, and as the heat that had struck us with all day disappeared, a nice breeze started to blow. Oh, yeah. Time flew by there. Okay, everyone, can I have your attention? Coach got everyone together to make his closing remarks. And with that, another fun day drew to its close. In the end, Mion ended the game with a magnificent victory. Stoko and Rika-chan, who had labored so hard to betray me, had fallen into a huge trap afterwards, leaving them frustrated about more than a few things. People who betray others will one day be betrayed themselves. Never been more true, huh? Oh, quote to remember? You're not the only one I want to You're not the one I want to hear that from, Punchy-san. Rena didn't fall for anyone's tricks. That's how I got second. Rena doesn't buy into lies very easily. She has a sharp wit, and we need to follow Rena's example. Take notes, Punchy. I'm surprised. She seemed like she would fall for the first lie to come her way. Funny how you should say that, Punchy-chan. You desired to prey upon others, and right away you became the prey instead. Make sure you don't fall for those dumb schemes that promise high returns. The more friends you rope in, okay? Yeah, I'll try harder. Even good friends will lay traps mercilessly and betray everyone in sight once they get into a serious enough game. But despite that, once it's all over, they can feel refreshed and laugh together. It reminded me of how we were all such great friends. Oh, Punchy. Yeah, don't hold on to that. Anyways, I'm looking forward to Punchy-san's punishment game. However, can you really implement such a thing? I would think the store manager would have a thing or two to say about it, no? I wonder. Maybe Punchy-kun will be really cute. Cute! I kind of want to see how... I am on the edge of my seat. I will trip him up and make him wipe the floor. Ah, that would be great. Cool. Why couldn't I win now of all times? At least come fourth. I'll make someone else play the punishment game. Whenever I think I'll definitely win today, and that I'll make someone else play the punishment game, I lose. At least he realizes it now, right? Better late than never. Is it not enough? Do we not believe hard enough in victory? Ugh. Oh ho ho ho! The wailing from the loser tastes like sweet honey. How sad. Oh shoot. I accidentally skipped over what she said. This is how you get stronger, Punchy-kun. It's like I'm looking at Michan from last year. Michan last year? What? Did she always lose and moan about it in the past? How very interesting. I didn't know our undefeated president, Mion, was once like that. No need to talk about that. Mion hastily covered Rena's mouth. I want to hear more about this. Everyone watching burst out laughing. Finally, Rika-chan pulled on Satoku's sleeve. Okay, we should be going soon. Oh, yes, we must go shopping for dinner, mustn't we? I wanted to keep talking like this forever, but it was getting late. We split up with Satoko and Rika-chan and decided to get on our way home. Alright, bye. See you tomorrow at school. Everyone waved to each other and split up for the short time between now and tomorrow. Okay, let's go. We began walking down the tall staircase leading from the shrine grounds. As the sun started to set, the afternoon's heat began to disappear as though it were never there. Just listening to the chorus of the Higurashi was enough to make me forget about how hot it'd been today. Come to think of it, it's still June, huh? We didn't have a rainy season at all this year. Like, all of a sudden it's just summer, you know? Now that I thought about it, she was right. It was June, the season of long rain, of hydrangeas and snails. It's November. It's gonna be cold. It's getting cold now. I wish it was June. I haven't seen a real rainy season since transferring here. According to the weather forecast, it's supposed to get more rainy during the first part of the week. They were warning people about heavy showers. I hope it doesn't run into Watanagashi. That's right. The rainy season's supposed to be rainy. Rena likes all the rain in the rainy season. What? So much rain just makes me depressed. Hey, Punchy-chan. Huh? I was a little spaced out, so I was late in answering Mion. I was thinking back to my conversation with her sister. When I said that Satoshi transferred, Shion clearly got angry. She was mad at me for saying something so careless. I mean, it may have been a vague way of skirting around the fact that he ran away from home, but I don't think it was so bad that Shion would need to feel mad about it. I wasn't really satisfied with it. I felt like a child, completely ignorant of what he was being scolded for. That seems to be every single thing that happened. I mean, yeah, actually, no, it seems to be everything that's happened to Punchy so far. It's Punchy's life. Chapter 1, he thought he was an outsider. That's what we think, but judging by the all cast review thing at the end of the second chapter, actually, we don't know why he was killed. Second chapter, he was killed because he didn't know that he hurt Mion. Well, he did know, but he apologized to Shion. But he didn't know about Shion to begin with, so I don't know. Punchy's just getting like the wrong end of the stick every year, every chapter. So my thoughts spilled out of my mouth in a very direct fashion. Stoke had a brother, right? Named Satoshi, I think. What? As soon as I said the name Satoshi, Rena and Mion both lost their relaxed, comfortable mood and made strange expressions. Should I have avoided talking about this? That's what they made me think. But I've already said it, so that's that. Oh, Punchy. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested. What happened to Satoshi again? Did he move away? That was such a transparent way of putting it, but in my desire to know everything, I feigned ignorance. Mion turned around and looked at Rena for assistance. Rena looked between us, then quietly and softly spoke. Wait, did we not tell you? He transferred out. When I said those words to Shion, she got upset. So I answered her with the same words Shion had given me. Transferred? Who told you something like that? Huh? I had only intended to borrow Shion's words, but I said exactly the same way she had, right down to the thorns in my voice. Oh, this is... Punchy's really going for it here. When I realized what I had done, I immediately tried to soften my remark. If you really transferred, there would be records of it at school and stuff, right? But is there actually anything like that? Me and Rena, their eyes grew wide. They were at a loss for words. I started to feel like I was doing something really bad. I thought they were only hiding the fact that Satoko's older brother ran away out of consideration for her. I'm not trying to blame you for anything, okay? I just wanted to ask what happened to Satoshi, that's all. I wasn't trying to blame them. The fact that I had to remind them even looked like I was tormenting them with an impossible question. No, maybe I was actually bullying them. Maybe I had lashed out of them in retaliation for Shion getting mad at me. This whole day had been so much fun, but now... Why did I go and say something like that? Why did I go and say something that made all of that meaningless? I couldn't help but regret my own careless curiosity. That's enough. Let's drop it for now. As I was about to say that, Mion spoke up. Well, it's not like we were hiding it or lying. I hope you understand. That's not what we were trying to do. Mion's tone conveyed her genuine awkwardness. They sounded like excuses of a child who'd been presented with evidence of her own mischief. Satoshi, well, he didn't transfer schools. Oh, and with the creepy music, that's gonna be our ending for today. What an interesting one this is, like, that barbecue party has been. We, Punchy must have just gathered so much, I mean, I can see why he's confused, because if we were in Punchy's shoes, in one day he learned about, like, the gruesomeness of Satoko's, parents dying. We got Shion to get angry at us for apparently carelessly saying, like, we didn't know. Like, we're an outsider. I mean, we still don't know, but we got Shion to get mad at us. And now we're talking to Rena and Shion Like, if this happened in chapter 1, I would be afraid to be seeing, like, their soulless eyes at this point, but looks like they're kind of sorry and for hiding it. Well, they said they didn't hide it, but it feels like they did. Anyway, gonna get some water and then get to the next recording, and I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.